Today, I'm going to be showing you guys the best places to hide your base on the Don't SMP. Now, I've been playing the Don't SMP for over a year now, and I have months played, but I've been able to keep a base for over 6 to 7 months. So with the methods I'm going to be showing you guys in this video, you guys are going to be able to keep your bases for as long as you need. The end is not the best place if you're looking to build a super hidden base on the Don't SMP, for a couple of reasons. First is there's nothing on the pie chart when you're in the end. This means that if you have anything in your base that will show up on the chart, it'll easily be seen and anybody can find your base. A couple of exceptions that will not show up on the pie chart could be a barrel and a hopper, and these are needed if you want to build a stash, but make sure you never have a shulker, a chest, or an e-chest in your base, as these will easily be found and people will instantly know that it's a base. If you're really looking to build a base in the end, then I'll be showing you the best way to do it. First, you're just going to RTP, so do /RTP, and click the end. And once you teleport, you're just going to run as far away as you want from the spawn, the further the better. And then, once you're far, you could just dig down. Make sure you cover up all your trails and don't leave anything behind that shows that a player could have been there. So you're just going to dig down as deep as you want. I'm not going to go too deep, just in this representation. Now you're just going to dig out a little bit of an area that you want for a stash. Once you have a little area dug out that you want to be your stash, you're just going to place down a row of barrels. After you place down your barrels, you're just going to want to put your hoppers going into these barrels. But make sure you have to use hoppers and barrels, or else if you use chests or e-chest, it'll be found. So now you're just going to put up your stash, just like you would with a chest, but instead you're just going to use barrels so it won't show on the pie chart. And just like this, you have a pretty good hidden stash that probably will not get found for a really long time. And just make sure you don't put any enchantment tables, shulkers, e-chests, chests. If you really need an e-chest or chest or shulker in your base, you could put an item frame up and then put the e-chest inside of it. Although you could use item frames if you want, it's also not the best idea, because on the pie chart it could show up on the entities tab, but not a lot of people look on that tab, but sometimes people will, and they can still find your base through that. Now I'm on to the Nether. So basically, you never ever want to build in the Nether, because it's used for many things. And as you can see, there's blocks and many players are in the Nether at all times. But people use the Nether to try to find netherite, because that sells for a lot of money. And they also use the Nether roof for traveling, because every 1 block to travel in Nether is 8 blocks in the Overworld. So yeah, people are all over the Nether, and you never want to build a base here, because honestly, it'll probably get found really quick. So never build here, please. Finally, the part that you guys have probably all been waiting for is the Overworld. Now, the Overworld is probably the best place to build your base if you want it to never get found. So, there are 2 types of bases you can build in the Overworld, and that is a sky base and an underground base. So, of the 2, underground bases are way better, because people with elytras can easily find sky bases. They just fly up to them. But yeah, there are a couple of things you want to look for and account for when you're building an underground base. The quickest way that people can easily find your base in the Don't SMP is through ores, tuff, and bedrock. If somebody ever sees the tuff, ores, or bedrock in your base, they can easily find you using some complex math. I have no idea how to do this math because I am stupid, but yeah, they can easily get to your base using math. So never show tuff, ores, or bedrock if you TP a streamer or if you show anybody your screen in your base. The next thing you have to remember while making a base on the Don't SMP is to always use barrels in your stash. If you don't use barrels, people will probably most likely find your base. But yeah, so as you can see in my stash, it's all barrels and item frames, which normally cannot be found on the pie chart. Also, if you want an e-chest or a pickaxe, then you just put it into an item frame and you can pop it out and then use your e-chest, and you can just get your pickaxe and put it back, just like this. And we've had this stash for a really long time, and it's never gotten found. Most likely just because it's nothing on the pie chart. The best level to hide your base is going to be at -10. This is because if people on the surface have X-ray enabled, which is hacking, they will not be able to see your base from that high. But also, strip mines will not dig straight into your stash. And yeah, people with X-ray hopefully won't see it because it's normally above where they look. But yeah, so -10 is the best place to build a stash or a simple farm. But you have to make sure, if you're building a big farm that has layers to it, you're going to start at bedrock. This is because if you start at -10 with a big farm with tons of layers, it'll be seeable from the surface with people with X-ray. Next, we're going to be going into the more complicated stuff that only people that are super duper smart will know how to do this. And yeah, so only go and keep watching this video if you're super uber smart, unlike me. Next, I'm going to be talking about something called block rotation. Now, this may seem a little bit complicated, but it's pretty easy to figure out. So basically, if you look at a couple of the same blocks and you look closely, you'll see that a couple of textures are different. This is because blocks have different textures, although it's not very visible. Now, this may seem like an impossible fix, but there is actually a fix. Because people can use math to find the textures of the blocks to find your base super quick. There is a simple fix for block rotation, and it's called unrandom textures, and it's a texture pack. I'm going to be linking this texture pack in my Discord in the description of this video. So when you go into my Discord, make sure you go to the mods tab, and I'll put the unrandom texture pack in there so you can download it. And then this will solve the issue for block rotation. Thank you guys so much for watching, and make sure you share this video with your friends so that they can also never, ever, 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 their bases never, ever get raided. So yeah, thanks for watching. Bye!